Have you ever been in a situation where you were sure you were being watched? Even after searching the entire house to find the source of your paranoia, you couldn't find anything? Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more terrifying tales. It's a quiet town, the kind of place where nothing ever happens and everybody knows everybody else's business. It's also the kind of place where people go to get away from it all. A place to live a quiet life away from the hustle and bustle of the big city. For one couple, this was their dream home. And for their children, it was the perfect place to grow up. The feeling of being watched can be unnerving, but what if it wasn't all in your head? What if there was something actually watching you? Hi, I'm your host. And today we're going to be taking a look at the terrifying story behind the house that watches you sleep. Over the next few weeks, things got progressively worse. He turned to his PlayStation to see a strange figure standing over his shoulder. He turned back to the TV, and the figure was gone. As they lay in bed listening to the commotion, they heard what sounded like footsteps pacing back and forth on the other side of the wall. Then they started hearing scratching sounds. Whatever was on the other side of the wall was trying to get out. He told his parents about the incident, but they thought it was just a figment of his imagination. After all, how could anyone have gotten into his room without him hearing them? They had heard their parents' conversation with the police and they were terrified. They told their parents about strange occurrences in their rooms during the night, like lights turning on and off and strange figures standing at the foot of their beds. And how could they have possibly climbed onto his bed without waking him up? Inside the room, they found old photos and documents relating to the original owner of the house. The original owner had disappeared under mysterious circumstances many years ago, and his body had never been found. Could he be the one trapped inside the walls? Then one of the investigators heard a knock on the wall. He placed a microphone near the wall to try and capture the sound. And when he played back the recording, he could hear the distinct sound of someone knocking. The original owner had been a member of the cult, and he had used the house for their rituals. They returned to the house and conducted a seance to try and contact the spirits of the missing person and the cult members. To their horror, they were able to make contact with the spirits, and they learned the truth behind the house. The cult was known for its bizarre practices, including human sacrifice. And it was rumored that the missing person had been the victim of the cult. The missing person had been sacrificed, and his spirit was now trapped inside the house. The spirits told them that they needed help to move on, and that they wanted the house to be destroyed. One day, while the kids were playing in their rooms, they started hearing scratching sounds coming from inside the walls. At first, they thought it might be mice. But when Tom and Lucy investigated, they found no sign of any rodents. And the scratching continued even after they had sealed up any possible entry points. They called in a priest to perform an exorcism, but as he entered the house, he was attacked by the spirits, and he fled. As the flames consumed the house, they could feel the spirits finally moving on. The family was free from the curse of the house. The family was left with no other choice but to destroy the house themselves. They saw apparitions moving through the house and heard voices whispering their names. But it was what they found in the hidden room that was the most disturbing. They decided to leave town and start a new life somewhere else. They never looked back. It was an ancient symbol that had been used by a cult that had been active in the area many years ago. Locals claim that the spirits are still trapped inside the walls, and that anyone who dares to enter the house will be met with a horrifying fate. Could this house be connected to the cult? If so, what did it have to do with the missing person? When the team arrived, they brought with them cameras, microphones, and other equipment to capture any paranormal activity. As they set up their equipment, they could feel a sudden drop in temperature. It was as if someone had opened a refrigerator door. He could hear their footsteps clearly, but he could make out what they were saying. Then he heard a voice call out, "Help me!" Tom froze. Was he really hearing a voice in the wall? Or was he losing his mind? The year is 2007, and the place is a small town called Port Lincoln, South Australia. He could hear the scratching getting louder, and he could feel the vibrations of the footsteps speeding up. He could hear the footsteps slowing down until they eventually came to a halt. Had it been his imagination? Had he really heard a voice in the wall? Whatever was trapped inside the wall was becoming more agitated. After living in the busy city of Adelaide for most of their lives, Tom and Lucy decided to move to Port Lincoln to start a new life for them and their two children, 9-year-old Billy and 6-year-old Emily. Something was in the walls, something that had been there for decades and was now watching their every move. They found the perfect house for their family, a large 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home with a pool and plenty of room for the kids to run around and play. Their kids loved their new home and school, and the couple enjoyed the peace and quiet of their new surroundings. She couldn't tell if it was a human scream or an animal scream. She got up to investigate, but she could hear whatever was making the noise moving around inside the walls. She called out to Tom, who also couldn't explain what the sound was. He suggested that they should check the security system, which they had installed when they moved into the house. But when they checked the monitors, everything was fine. There was no sign of any intruders. But as the weeks went by, strange things started to happen. At first, it was just little things, like lights flickering on and off when no one was home, or hearing strange noises in the middle of the night. But then things started to escalate. The house was beautiful and the family loved it immediately. But they had no idea that the house had a secret. At first, everything seemed to be going well for the family. One night, Lucy woke up in the middle of the night to what sounded like screams in the next room. That was just the beginning. Another incident occurred when Billy was playing video games in his room. It was until one night that they caught the intruder in the act that they finally believed their son. One night, Tom and Lucy were awoken in the middle of the night by strange noises coming from their bedroom wall. Tom got out of bed to investigate. He listened carefully at the wall. It was definitely someone or something pacing back and forth. He called out into the wall, "Who's there?" But there was no reply. He went to the window and threw it open, calling out for help. But as he did, the scratching stopped abruptly. In the morning, after reporting the incident to the police, Tom and Lucy went back to their bedroom to find their 2 children crying. Tom and Lucy were shocked. Their children were telling them exactly what they had experienced in their own room. This was not a game. Their house was haunted. But why? Who or what was trapped inside their walls? As they searched for answers, they discovered a hidden room behind one of the bedrooms. The family contacted a paranormal investigation team to help them uncover the secrets of their new home. They started hearing strange noises and saw shadows moving in the corner of their eyes. As the night went on, the paranormal team captured more evidence of paranormal activity. While investigating the hidden room, one of the team members noticed a strange symbol carved into the wall. As they dug deeper into the history of the house, they uncovered a dark secret. With this new information, the paranormal team decided to conduct one final investigation. The house was built on a Native American burial ground, and the cult had used the house for their rituals. The family was horrified, but they knew that they had to do what was right. They set fire to the house and watched as it burned to the ground. But what would become of them now? The family had suffered enough. But what about the house? The charred remains of the house still stand in Port Lincoln to this day. So if you're ever in Port Lincoln, stay away from the house that watches you sleep.